Fair peoples. Today's video, I didn't get to do SmackDown because I didn't watch SmackDown last night. My TV kind of kept messing up, so... But today I'm doing this quick video about Young Turks. I haven't really talked about the Young Turks. I mean, I did a video a few days ago talking about their video where they did what she did with Karen Straw, with that interview that Shank did with Karen Strahan. And I pretty much, but this is kind of like a follow-up. I just want to pretty much say what I have to feel about them. Like, that interview is bullshit. Jank pretty much just like I said in the other video, strawmans her. He's not even paying attention. He's like, blah, blah. He's like one of those little kids, like, I'm like, you know those kids who put their hands in their ears? I can't hear you. That's what he was acting like. He was acting like a big baby. Like, that's what he was acting like. I'm like, dude, you're an older man. You're an old man, first of all. But not just that. It's the fact you need to act professional. You're an interviewer. You don't just yell like that. When she was being calm, she was being chill, you weren't even listening to her. You're just ignoring her. And then that fucking line, oh, if you don't believe in voting, make me a sandwich, or some shit like that. I'm like, really, Jank? That's fucking rude. I mean, I don't know how you have an interview segment. They either should have someone else do it, because that's fucking bullshit. And then, Jank, you weren't even hearing her. You weren't even listening to her. But that's the biggest problem with Young Turks. They don't listen to an opinion that's not theirs. They're pretty much those types of people. I'm right, you're wrong. No matter what. No matter what. They don't listen to any other arguments because they have this almost elitist view of themselves. They say they're the #1 news channel. I'm going to be honest, drunken peasants are way better than Young Turks. Honestly, I barely watch them anymore. Like, I only watch to see the stupidity at this point. You know, it's like, they're clowns. You know, and they're fucking their fans don't see it. They think they're being unbiased. They're the most biased news channel. In my opinion, I think I've heard this said before, and I agree with it. They're the fucking liberal version of Fox News. Literally, they're no different than Fox News. All they do, like, Jank was talking over her in the interviewer. Bill O'Reilly does that, or Sean Hannity. Both of those people just talk over their opposition, and that's what Jank was doing. He was just talking over her, not even actually hearing her point. And he bashes Fox News for that. And it's not just that. They always bash Fox News, but they're fucking the exact same thing. CM Punk, I'm going to say something that CM Punk said back in 2011. They are what they hate. You know, you are what you hate. You're like Fox News, Young Turks. You're not any different. You're not unique. Anytime there's this big racial fucking issue, like with Mike Brown, with Trayvon Martin, you do these race-related stories, which, in my opinion, is just a way to fucking continue this war, you know, this big race war that's kind of brewing. You're the ones who throw ammunition into the fire. I just want things to be normal. But people like Young Turks won't let that happen, you know? I mean, there are things I do agree with them on, like the marijuana should be legalized. It totally should be. But everything else... Oh, another thing. They have misleading titles. They always have these titles that are clickbait, just to get views. In my opinion, that's fucking cheap. I can't respect that. Fox News does that. I mean, they're literally no different. They bash Fox News for having hot, young women on their fucking shows. TYT does that. You know, if you look at it, they always hire these hot. 9 times out of 10, these girls aren't even smart. With the exception of Kara. There are some people I would say that are somewhat intelligent, like Kara. And Kim. I think Kim, the Asian girl, I think she's pretty intelligent. Well, at least when it comes to science. And then that's another thing. They always do stories about things they don't know nothing about. Like, they act like they do, like with science. Like, my God, when they try to talk science, it's just cringeworthy because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. If if you remember, like, if you look at local news, they always have fucking people who know about the subject. Like, they have the sports anchor, the weather person, this and that. That's what Young Turks should do. Reserve the science stories for maybe, yeah, Kim or Kara. Don't have Anna do it. She has no idea about science. And I'm not really going to be talking about Anna specifically. I'm talking about Young Turks as a whole. I remember this one video they did that 1 in 3 men or something like that would commit rape if they can get away with it. That pretty much is another way of saying, oh, it's this idea that all men are potential rapists. You just insulted Young Turks. You're not just all males. You insulted your male audience. A lot of people unsubscribed for that. I say no, but they're too good for that. They don't want to apologize. I was gonna suggest yes, have them do an apology, but they're not gonna do it. They don't have. It doesn't affect their ego. They don't like to admit they're wrong. That's kind of how they are. They're fucking stubborn to the point where, like, it's just, there's other news places like Vice, Drunken Peasants. They do the news and they do it entertaining. Like, I can laugh at them. But Young Turks is just, they're an embarrassment. Sorry, I have to say it. Like, and then of course, I'm gonna be people's like, you're a right winger. I'm not right winger. I'm not, to be honest with you, I'm more liberal, but I can't even agree with Young Turks. They're sensationalists. And then another thing, I don't mind when they do the light-hearted stories. I have no issues. But they literally will do stories on stuff that literally doesn't need to be a fucking story. I remember last year, they did a video about the racist fucking basketball coach or whatever. They did a story about him going on a date to In-N-Out with his girlfriend. That's a fucking story. I'm like, okay, he's a bad person, but is that a fucking story? He's just eating at a fucking fast food joint. Who doesn't do that? Why is that? So if I do it, is that a fucking story? Who cares? Like, when they do bullshit like that, you expect me to take them seriously? I don't mind the lighthearted stories. I say do that. You don't need to always do the serious shit, but come on. It's just, Young Turks, you suck. I'm gonna end it with this. Like, people, there's other news sites you can watch, or you can get the news yourself. You don't need to watch people rate it for you. And I pretty much gonna say this too, like, Young Turks, I would love for you to get better, because I watched your older videos. You're actually not that bad. But I don't know what happened these last several years. You started just being, I don't know if the views got in your head and you felt like you needed to get attention, but whatever. I don't care. You guys fucking suck. And I'm signing off. I'll probably see you guys Sunday for my Wrestle Talk, but until then, guys, I'm signing off. Peace.